Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now if you're anything like me, you know that juggling multiple remotes for all your devices can be super frustrating. Introducing the Sofabaton X1S, the ultimate universal remote that's smarter, sleeker and simpler than ever. Whether you're switching between your streaming box, sound system or gaming console, this little gadget brings it all together in a seamless, user-friendly way. And trust me, it's going to make your movie nights and binge watching marathons so much better. So in today's video we're going to be diving into everything this remote can do, how easy it is to set up, and my honest thoughts after trying it out. So grab your snacks, get comfy and let's get started with the Sofabaton X1S, because it's time to say goodbye to the remote chaos. Okay, the first thing we need to do is plug in the remote via the USB-C and charge it up. Next, let's take a look at the base station. So we've got the pairing button, the USB-C charge point, and the two infrared receiver inputs. So what we need to do is plug in the power, and you should see a blue light at the bottom of the unit indicating power. Okay, we're going to leave those two alone and let the remote charge. And the next thing we do is pop on over to our phone and install the Sofabaton Smart Remote app. Now once it's installed, you'll see the following screen, and we want to click on the Setup New Hub button. Make sure the hub's connected to the power outlet, which it is. Next we need to go over to the hub and press on the button for 3 seconds. The blue light will start blinking, indicating that the hub's in pairing state. Back on the app you should get the following window pop up. Just click on allow and eventually it will discover the hub. Just select it and then select your Wi-Fi network and input your login details. And then just let the app do its thing, which takes a few seconds. And finally click on OK and save. Okay, we're now at the stage where we can add our devices and control them with the Sofabaton remote. So click on the plus sign and select the appropriate wireless control. Now I'm going to add my Fire TV stick, so that is a Bluetooth remote, so I'm going to select Bluetooth. And that brings us to the next screen where we can select our device from a ton of devices. As you can see, we've got Android Box, Android TV, Fire TV, Me, Nvidia Shield, and even PlayStation 4 and 5. We've also got Apple, and if you can't see your device, you can also search by keywords. But like I say, I'm just going to add the Fire TV stick for the moment. So on to the next screen, and from here we can choose an icon, and luckily they do have an Amazon icon. And that's it, we've finished setting up our first device on the remote. And what it's doing now is loading up the codebase to the remote, and then it configures the file, and finally the following screen pops up. So now we've got to pop over to our device, which in this case is a Fire TV stick, and navigate to Bluetooth settings and connect the Sofabaton. Just scroll down to other Bluetooth devices, click on it, select add Bluetooth device, give it a moment and you should see the Sofabaton X1S pop up. And finally just select it to start pairing with your Fire Stick. And that's it, you should get a message pop up saying the Sofabaton is connected. And that's it, we can now use our Sofabaton X1S as our remote for our Fire TV stick. Just select it on the remote and as you can see we can navigate with the D-pad, volume up and down. Now in some instances not all the buttons work as intended. For example, the power button on the Fire TV stick remote doesn't power off my TV. Now in these instances the Sofabaton X1S has a trick up its sleeve. It actually learns commands from the original remote. Now to do this, go into the app, select Fire TV and then select the edit button, and from this screen select add repair commands. In here you need to create your command, so I'm going to create a command called power, but I'm going to replace the O with a 0 so I know it's my command. Click on next and you'll get the following instructions. We want to point the original Fire TV remote at the hub and press the button that we want to replicate. In my case it's a power button, and if it's successful you should get the following message pop up on the app. And if we scroll down to the bottom here you'll see my power command with the 0. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is go back, select assign commands for remote keys, and for no other reason but to demonstrate, I'm going to choose the red button key on the Sofabaton to represent my power button. And that's it, I've assigned the red button on the Sofabaton to power down my Fire TV stick and my TV. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's press the red button on the remote and it turns off the TV and Fire Stick. Press it again and it turns it on again. As you can see friends, that was a pretty straightforward and easy process to follow, and we were up and running in a matter of minutes. Now of course you can add any other device to the Sofabaton X1S, and to demonstrate I'm going to add my Sony TV to the remote. So let's fire up the app again, click on the plus symbol, and because my TV has got an infrared remote, I'm going to click on infrared. Now we've got two options here, we can search from the database or we can learn from the original IR remote. Now learning from the remote would probably be my last choice, as it's going to manually involve going through all the buttons on the remote, which could take a while, but it's great to have the option there if all else fails. So clicking on search in database, we're presented with an alphabetical listing of all the manufacturers, and as you can see there's quite a wide range. including devices like PlayStation, Nvidia Shield. Now that I've selected Sony, we get a sub-listing of devices with a recommended list at the top, and these are all the model numbers listed alphabetically. But I'm going to cut to the chase and type in my model number, and sure enough it pops up there, so just select it, and from here we can check all the buttons match up, and as it says up top, if any of the buttons don't work, you can also repair them using the edit option like I did earlier. Once you're happy with the setup, click on next. And here we can change the icon or name, but I'm happy with these, so I'm going to click on complete, and then it just goes ahead and downloads the codebase from the internet via your Wi-Fi. I'm just waiting for it to configure now. And that's it guys, you've added your device, just click on complete, and back on the home screen of the app you should see your device. In my case it's a Sony TV, and what you'll notice is that it says not configured. So let's go in and configure it. And here we've got the message, before creating an activity you need to complete the device's power settings and source configuration. So let's go ahead and do that. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on the power settings option, and here we ask the question, what stage should the current device be in when switching to an activity that doesn't include it? And you've got 4 options, and I'm going to choose turn off when not in use. And then we get the following window, how does your original remote control handle turning the device on and off? And in my case only a power key, same action. And then we click on the next button and we get the following screen, where we can test the on-off button on the app. Once you've done that, click on the complete button, and it'll take you back to the Sony remote screen, where we've just got to set up the source configuration to complete the setup. So let's click on source configuration, and we get the following screen, and I'm going to choose no need to switch input. And again, that's going to take us back to the Sony remote screen, and if we come back out there, we can see that the not configured message is gone. Okay, so far we've set up the Fire TV and my Sony TV on the remote. And in fact, if we do look at the remote, you can see both Fire TV and Sony TV on there. And all we do is scroll between which device we want to use, and voila! We can also access all the original buttons of the remote on the Sofabaton. Okay, back on the app you can see I've been busy. I've added my LG soundbar, which again was pretty straightforward. So let's add a few more devices, beginning with my projector. So we click on the plus sign, click on infrared as it has an infrared remote. And we're quickly going to search for the projector. It's called a Yaber V10, so Y-A-B-E-R, and there it is. Let's select it, and further down we can see the version 10 there. It's been added by a user. We can test the keys before we commit, and yeah, this all seems to work. Click on next, and the only thing I'm going to change is the icon. Choose the projector looking one, wait for it to update the database and the remote, and voila, it's complete. Now if we go back to our devices page, we're going to see it's not configured, so we click on it again, and it lets us know that before we create an activity, we need to complete the device's power settings and source configuration. So let's click on source configuration, and I'm going to select no need to switch input, as the projector starts with the correct HDMI input already selected. Okay, so we've only got power settings to configure. Let's select it. And in terms of power state settings, we're going to choose turn off when not in use. And in terms of powering off the projector, it's a straightforward process of powering on. You press the button once, and then to power off you press the power button once again. So we're going to select this first option. And the turn on and off sequence is straightforward, you just press the power button once, so we can leave it as it is. Now I do know that on some projectors you need to press the power button once and once again to confirm to power off, and it's here you can add that sequence to take that into account. So let's say you need to press the power button down for a few seconds to bring up the power down menu. We can replicate holding the power button down for a number of seconds. In this case I'm going to use 1 second. And then maybe you need to delay until the power down window opens up. So if we click on the plus button, we can add a delay or command. Let's delay it for another 1 second or so. So we've delayed, and the close down window has popped up on the screen, and it's asking us to confirm power down by clicking on the power button again. So in that case we're going to add another command, which is the power button, and we'll leave that as immediate. Okay, so that was just a scenario to show you how to set up the sequence if you need to press the power button twice to shut down your device. But like I mentioned, my Yaber projector is quite straightforward. It's just a power on and power off, and you just need to press the power button once. So I'm bringing it back to its original state and saving it. Back on the home page you can also see that I've added my Nvidia Shield, and I didn't show you how I did that, but it's a similar process to what I've already showed you. Now there's another cool feature I want to talk about, and it's called activities. So what this basically does is automate the control of your devices. And as you can see, if you go into activities, the software is super clever in that it knows what devices you've got, and it automatically groups them together for potential activities you might want to add. Let's say for example you want to watch some movies on your projector, so this involves turning on the projector, maybe turning on a soundbar, and then of course you've got to turn on your Fire TV. And as you can see, this has already been auto-created, so I'm going to select it and click on next. And if you need to change the inputs on any of these devices when you turn on the activity, you can change them here. I don't, so I'm going to click on next. Next, confirm the power state of the devices. Currently mine are all off. and then click on the next button. We need to confirm what device is controlling the volume, and in my case it's going to be my LG soundbar. Then we need to confirm what device is going to be using the other remote buttons on the Sofabaton, and for this I want to be using my Fire TV so I can navigate the home screen on the Fire TV. And that's it, the majority of the work is done. We just need to name this activity. I'm going to call it Fire TV Streaming, and next if we like we can pick an icon for this activity, and rather handily they've got the Amazon icon. Click on complete and you're done. I think we all have to agree that was so quick and easy to set up, and the activity is instantly available to use on the Sofabaton X1S. Okay, let's do a quick unboxing. We've got Sofabaton's famous branding up top, and of course this is the X1S smart remote. We've got specs on the side and it's compatible with over 500,000 devices. It's an all-in-one remote, customized activity, it's got a hub, we've got a mobile app, infrared Bluetooth control, IR blaster, and up to 45 days working time. And this is handy, we can also download the app by quickly scanning the barcode. And for the nerds out there, here's a quick look at the technical specs. Interesting to see we've got Wi-Fi 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth 5. So in the box we've got the user manual. This is definitely a must-read, guys. It tells you how to basically set up your devices and physical locations for your hub and infrared receivers. Up next is the remote, and physically nothing's really changed much from the previous generation. It's got the same specs and screen and buttons. You got the off and back button up top, nice big LCD screen, rollable for menu navigation and the D-pad, and then all your regular remote control buttons. Now if you're looking for a battery compartment on the back, you're not going to find it. This is charged with an inbuilt battery by USB-C. Under the foam in the box we also get some more items. We've got a quick start guide here. We've got the power adapter, which is rated at 5 volts and 2 amps. And this is a Sofabaton base unit, which communicates with the remote and the internet to download all the codes for your devices. On the back we've got some rubber feet and some mounting points in case you want to mount it to the wall. We also get 2 USB-C charging cables, one for the remote and one for the base. We also get these 2 infrared receivers that you plug into the base. These will make sure you get a signal from the remote in case you put the base in a TV cabinet. Okay, so that's all you get in the box. So what do I think of the Sofabaton X1S? Well, it's a versatile and affordable universal remote that simplifies managing multiple devices, and with well over 500,000 device models in its database, it can control all your devices. It's got some great features like activity-based control, smartphone app integration for easy setup, and a hub for controlling devices via infrared, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi even when hidden. The backlit buttons are a great addition to have when watching movies in the dark. I do like the ergonomic design of the remote, it's comfortable in the hand. Now while setup may take some time, it's a great value alternative to pricier options like their discontinued Logitech Harmony Elite. So what's your favourite feature of the Sofabaton X1S? Let me know in the comments.